Hey everyone, for this week's Rockstar Minute, I just wanted to talk to you about why Toronto investors have got the opportunity that they've gotten really over the last, I guess it's been what, 30, 40 years, okay? And if you take a look at this chart, I'm holding a copy here, so I'll look down here and we'll swoosh this in right about now, so you'll be able to see this chart as well. You'll see that before, up to 1979, or really about 1980, there was about almost 300,000 unit rental units developed in the city of Toronto. But at that time, the Residential Tenancies Act came into play, which included some rent control. And since then, that number dropped from almost 300,000 to about 30,000. Okay, so 1/10 of what was created up to that point from 1980 until 2017. So that's a tiny, tiny number. And what also, the change that also happened at the same time, go up from about 1980 onwards, is the number of condos started to jump. Okay, and then in total, during that time, there's been 373,000, or up to 2017, 373,000 condos developed in the city of Toronto. So almost 10 times, or it's probably more, what is this, more than 10 times the number of apartments. So something happened, that government policy changed some people's decision making when they looked at the value of their land and where they could get the best return on their investment. Rental apartments were no longer as attractive as condo units, and they started going down that path. And about 30% of those units, a full third, are currently being used. The new units coming onto the market, so the new completed units that are coming, that people are moving into in Toronto, about 1/3 of those are being used as rentals by investors. So investors are buying them and renting them out. So this change, this government policy with these rent controls coming in place, definitely, and provide other factors as well, but that was really a catalyst in allowing investors a really big opportunity in the city of Toronto to replace the rental stock that was no longer being created by private developers or the public sector either. So it's been a huge opportunity for investors, and that's why a lot of people have had success investing in the Toronto market in this case. So these trends are slightly changing actually. There's more purpose-built rental coming on the market. That number is actually increasing, not by a huge amount, but it's definitely increasing. There's some dynamics changing here, and it's why we watch this type of stuff and like government regulations, mortgage changes, because they have long-lasting impacts on what's going to happen down the line in the investment market as well. So we're always kind of watching this type of thing. When I saw this chart specifically, we didn't make it. It was actually from an Urban Nation presentation. I don't want to take credit for it, but it was really insightful to see it laid out like this and how clearly it was, and how much the demand, as the supply had dropped, as the demand had increased over the years, as more and more people were looking for accommodation. So us private investors have really gave us an opportunity to benefit from this change in these dynamics. So we'll see what's coming down the pipe. That's why we're watching this stuff. Those trends are changing, and we'll dive into kind of what's coming up with those types of trends in an upcoming Rockstar Minute. Until then, your life, your terms.